My name is Rhonda Wagner, and I'm from Princeton, New Jersey. And I've never met you before, Teresa, but I had always heard that you were very generous. And so the beginning of my journey with T-Tapp relates to that because a gal in my town who won the challenge 2 years ago told me one day, hey, they're offering free TAPCore DVDs to homeschooling moms. And so I didn't really know what T-Tapp was, but I was really intrigued. And so your generous heart is how I heard about T-Tapp. And at that time, that was about 18 months ago, I did T-tapping on the 15-minute workout. Well, I went from the TAPCore to get the 15-minute workout, and I did it for 6 or 8 weeks, had great results, didn't keep it up. And I was disappointed in myself. But the one thing that I never forgot was 15 minutes isn't very much time, and I felt so busy, and it was so difficult for me to fit in even a walk outside. I couldn't always leave because my children were young, and I couldn't go and leave them alone. So I could do 15 minutes, and I never forgot that, but it was in the back of my mind. And this past April, I got back involved with T-Tapp because my same friend that I ran into heard that I was really struggling with the beginning of some kind of menopausal symptoms. I had never had really serious things before. I'd had PMS and things like that. But in 1 month, I had a bunch of things just come to me all of a sudden and very severe. And the worst was an anxiety that was going near my heart. And it lasted for 4 weeks in a row, and I had never before had anything like that in my life. I actually thought there might be something wrong with my heart. I didn't know. And when my doctor checked it out, he said, there's nothing wrong with your heart. You're just fine. This is just hormonal kind of things. And I got really concerned. There were another 5 or 6 symptoms with that, and they came just all of a sudden in 1 month. I thought, oh no, what will next month be like? And what will the next month be like? I'm 42 years old, and I'm too young for this to happen. So I decided I'm going back to T-Tapp. So I called my friend and I said, can I borrow a couple of your DVDs so I can decide which one I want to buy, because I don't really know. And so I did that. I decided what I was going to buy, and my friend said, you know, the 60-day challenge is starting on Friday. And I said, oh, what's that? And so I joined the challenge, and it was such a great timing for me to have to be motivated and have to stick with a schedule for myself. I started a new personal habit of getting up very early in the morning, and I'd always wanted to be consistent with that, but I had trouble with it. And I knew I needed to do that because I wouldn't maybe be able to meet my own personal goals if I didn't start early in the day. And that was so exciting too, because it was a good time for me to grow again spiritually. I was able to take that morning time when it was so quiet and just put my heart in a good place also spiritually with God. And so this was the summer of growth for me, and as a busy mom, it was really awesome. I want to say the last couple of weeks of the challenge, I had been going along great, took it with me on several trips, and I was on vacation, and I got vertigo out of the blue, and I was so disappointed I couldn't do the workout. And I got a little better after a week, and so I started doing the workout again, and then bam, the vertigo came back 3 or 4 times worse, and I really couldn't do it then. And at first I was kind of mad. I was like, oh, darn, I wanted to finish this strong. And it was sort of that kind of like, oh, now I can't be a winner because I won't be able to do this at the end. And then I realized after a week or maybe 10 days, really what I was disappointed was I started feeling bad again. And I started getting PMS, and I hadn't had any since I started the challenge. I hadn't had hormonal issues. The anxiety had stopped in my heart. I didn't know when my cycle would start because I felt so good. And that was the first time for me in a long, long time. And I started feeling more depression and some of those symptoms that I normally deal with in the winter, and I started feeling it in July. And so I realized what T-Tapp had really done for me was it was something that changed exactly how I felt. And when I couldn't do it because I really physically couldn't do the bending or the lying flat, I realized, wow, when I get better, I know now why I'm going to keep doing this, because not only have I lost 35 inches since I started at the end of April, but thank you. But I truly can tell how many times I've been T-tapping in a month's period by how I feel in my whole body. And so that's a really big motivation for me. So, so your generosity is how I got started on T-Tapp, and that's also why I'm here. I was a winner in the health improvements with average to lose category. So thank you.